doomy, gloomy kind of day here in Innisfil, Ontario. And it's getting cold. Well, I guess today it just feels cold because of the wind and the rain, but it's...
Right there, when Ken is giving you the weather report and telling you it's 10 degrees, that is the moment from which the new graphic was created, which is Grandpa Weather Report. That's coming up later on in this reaction, so I wanted you guys to know that it is from the actual moment when he is speaking about the weather, so that makes it even better. The next thing that Ken will do is he forgets what day it is and then hallucinates seeing a great blue heron.
10 degrees Celsius, and we did the whole roll our clocks back an hour last night, last night. It was Saturday night we did, and a big blue heron, great blue heron just flew by. Saturday night into Sunday, the clocks rolled back. The cats didn't get the notice and woke us up an hour earlier than we could have been. So the cats haven't been adjusted quite just yet. They're like, why are you sleeping in an extra hour? Get up, feed me, rub my tummy.
National, provincial, and municipal laws do not require for cats to be put on notice for that sort of thing. Thereafter, Ken laments that the cats, which he decided to purchase, are after him for some sort of attention. Ken has a lot of first world problems. He sure does suffer. Check this. Ken gives us the material almost complete, right from the start. His mannerisms when he's driving around are like those of somebody who is decades older. It's like he's on a field day trip with the rest of the world, and he's looking at the people who have real jobs, and he's gonna say, all the people, they're honking their horns. Oh, they're getting all pissy. Oh, the people. Oh, they just need to get home. Get home. And have your little glass of wine. And then have a nice prime rib dinner. That is his advice to everybody else who has to fight each other in the marketplace for a job and has to get home on time to maintain their homes and their mortgages and everything. It's like he's from, a place where nobody has to work. And yes, it's lucky hack YouTuber land with your wife getting an inheritance. It's worth at least $2 million in the bank. That's why he's got that irritating personality. He's totally loaded, taken care of. He doesn't have to do anything. It's a hobby for him. So, anyway, I'm talking too much. Here comes the footage.
That was a lot of... Wow, and they're honking their horns. They're all getting pissy. Need their little glass of wine. Just calm down, everybody. Calm down. Get home nice and safe and sound. And have a nice prime rib dinner.
Thanks for the advice, Ken. Easy for you to say. Just chillax, people. Just get back to your shack with no mortgage. Have yourself a nice prime rib dinner. He tells us everything. Oh, I have to say goodbye to the cottage. Carol's father's going to sell the place and move into a retirement facility. Well, what happens to the millions of dollars that giant property with a giant cottage in the lake was worth? Yeah, Carol gets half of it. No, don't worry. I'm sure you all got a wife with a couple of million at least in the bank. So just chill and go have yourself a nice prime rib dinner. Which he is writing off. Because YouTube is his chief source of income. And he put it all on camera. Easy. Some people get lucky with YouTube. Here's a hack. He's incapable of creating anything that isn't a formula. And he's giving everybody else advice. Okay, this is part one of a two-parter from Ken about the prime rib dinner. And so I'm going to give you a little piece of part 2, and then we're going to get into this. And, of course, you're going to get all the times that he said Paul in the second part. And I'm going to give that to you right at the start, once we get into it.
Not happening. So, drink, 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 donate. E-beggar. Drink, booze, hound. Drink, 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 donate. E-beggar. Drink, booze, hound. Drink, 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 donate. E-beggar. Drink, happy birthday, booze, hound. Hack, e-beggar.
I'm going to ride this YouTube gravy train until the wheels fall off.
Donate. E-beggar. Donate. E-beggar. Donate. E-beggar.
Gravy train.
I'm not Muslim. I'm just a
food channel that's running out of ideas.
In the meantime, let's watch some TikTok.
On my TikTok.
White Canadian.
On my TikTok. White. On my TikTok.
White Canadian.
On my TikTok. White.
I'm not Muslim. I'm just a white Canadian.
White guy.
Hitler flap.
Thank you very much. White guy. Because I'm white.
So the Japanese are horrible people. If I had a gun and you were right in front of me, I'd put the gun to your face.
I'm going to ride this YouTube gravy train until the wheels fall off.
I think I've stalled. If I had a gun and you were right in front of me, I'd put the gun to your face.
Bitch. I did the uncut raw videos.
Whether we win or lose, we drink booze. A British peanut.
I have zero knowledge.
I'm very uneducated.
Is this your full-time job? Yes.
This is a business.
Topper's Pizza.
This is a business.
Topper's Pizza. That sucked like shit. That sucked huge fucking shit.
Do you enjoy doing food reviews as much, or are you bored? I'm bored!
I only promote things that I like.
The Jackery, the Jackery, the Jackery, the Jackery, the Jackery, my Jackery, the 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 Jackery's working its butt off.
Blue Eddie, this thing is absolutely amazing. Call me a sellout.
Screw off.
Tangy. Tangy. Tangy.
Tangy, tangy, tangy,
Tangy.
I'm insane. Double.
Hi, can I get a medium Pepsi, please?
Sorry?
Medium Pepsi.
There's a sign here saying turtles.
Oh,
Yep, yeah.
oh, this is my car.
We're gonna do it. Here we go. Ready?
Oh no. It's totally messy, but
Yeah.
the idea is you keep it in the wrapper.
I know. I want people to see it.
Well, he wanted to eat this in the car.
So, I think we could have, no?
He would have rocked my car. I'm not Muslim. I'm just a white Canadian Hitler flap.
See what I mean?
Hitler flap.
Thank you very much. Because I'm white.
The Chinese are horrible, so the Japanese are horrible people.
Fuck. Shit.
Beautiful looking lunch.
You are good at describing food.
You really got to stop that. You really need to stop that. How else to fix this? You really got to stop that. You really need to stop that. This is the dumpster that your mom and I found you in. Your real name was going to be called Waste Management.
Yeah, I made more fucking money than you ever did.
So as I said earlier, I'm going to give you the best part first. Ken says Paul 26 times in 20 minutes. And I'm going to run at normal speed. And, well, it's less than a minute. So it took me a lot of work to put it together. So I'll run at normal speed, then I'll do it slow, and then normal, and then we get into the reaction. The reaction, I'm going to let you, that's why I'm going to give you the best part first, alright? The reaction is I'm going to run parts 1 and 2 of the prime rib, and it runs for a little more than half an hour. And for the first time, I'm just going to run it without stopping anywhere and just comment over top of it. So it's going to be my first pre-recorded freestyle reaction. And I'm warning you now. Oh yeah, you get one more thing. You get the first use of my new graphic, Grandpa Weather Report. So I'm going to put that in for part 1. You get that pretty early. And after that, the reason why I'm running these two, and I'm just going to do a freestyle, is because the notion of Ken Domik telling people just go home and have a nice prime rib dinner, and then he goes and he makes it on a channel where he tells people he's barely getting by. I just wanted to document all of that because it is disgusting for him to show off all this money, and he gets to write that prime rib off. So it is those 2 episodes I just want to document. I'll make as many funny comments which are possible, and so I'm warning you that it may not be the most hilarious thing. So if you want to turn back, about a little ways into it, and say to yourself you already got the best part, which was the 26 Pauls in 20 minutes, that's fine, because I don't want to disappoint anybody. I'm not going to lead you on. If something is going to be a little weak, then I'll let you know. Okay, so here comes the best part. Played 3 times, and then we get into the first pre-recorded freestyle reaction I've ever done, parts 1 and 2 of the prime rib. Let's stop talking, and let's give you the best part first.
Paul did, and Paul said, learn from Paulie. Paul, and Paul being Paul. I'm not Paul. So, Paul said, Paul did it. I think that's more than what Paul used, but that's alright. Make sure Paul did the same size as what Paul did, a bit smaller than Paul's was. So Paul likes to put it home, and Paul forward this to Paul, and Paul did pink Himalayan salt. Paul put all this on, and Paul just it was about the same like Paul and I did it. That's what Paul did. So the instructions that Paul gave, I think Paul said you can cut out the bones first, is what Paul did it long ways. Paul's the one he had for our show was Paul did, and Paul said learn from Paul, and Paul did Paul. I'm not Paul. So Paul said, Paul did. I think it's more than what Paul used, but that's right. Make sure Paul did the same size as what Paul did, but smaller than Paul's was. So Paul likes to put it home, and Paul forward this to Paul, and Paul did pink Himalayan salt. Paul put all this on, and Paul just it was about the same like Paul and I did it. That's what Paul did. So the instruction that Paul gave, Paul said you can cut out the bones first, is what Paul did it long ways. Paul did, and Paul said learn from Paulie. Paul, and Paul being Paul. I'm not Paul. So Paul said, Paul did it. I think that's more than what Paul used, but that's alright. Make sure Paul did the same size as what Paul did, a bit smaller than Paul's was. So Paul likes to put it home, and Paul forward this to Paul, and Paul did pink Himalayan salt. Paul put all this on, and Paul just it was about the same like Paul and I did it. That's what Paul did. So the instructions that Paul gave, I think Paul said you can cut out the bones first, is what Paul did it long ways. Paul's the one he had for our show was a bit smaller than this one, so maybe his knife was bigger.
That was the last bit, and I wanted to save it for you guys when I ran it for the 3rd time. That's when I included it. That was the last time that he mentioned Paul, and he had to finish by raising another implied dick joke. Oh, Paul's got the longer knife. Hey, This material is not intended for children. Let's get to it.
Now, if you're a child, don't fucking watch this.
The music is inappropriate. The cats are boring. After all these years, Ken is still making cat videos. He just does not take the time to play with the cats and get any kind of reaction out of them. Now there's 2 boring cats. Don't publish this footage, Ken. Thanks. Backyard footage. But he doesn't know what to do with his camera. Is it the shack at the Elf Village, his own backyard? Let's shoot that again. Thanks, giving us more footage of that. 2 bored cats. There's oh, it's Ken again. Yeah. Fuck off, Ken, please. Oh, look, how about the backyard of my shack in the Elf Village? Exclusive footage, only on KVD Productions TV. There's my prop vehicle, there's my $40,000 German Sprinter, and now it's into the Volkswagen ass, which costs about $60-something thousand. I'm barely getting by, people. Power up. Yeah, shoot the dashboard. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-bum-ba-dum-ba-bum. Yeah, I better adjust this.
It is a very doomy, gloomy kind of day here in Innisfil, Ontario.
Yeah, fill the footage.
And it's getting cold. It's, well, I guess today
there you go.
Feels
that's
cold
the first,
the wind and the rain.
That's the debut
it's 10 degrees
of
Celsius,
the Grandpa Weather Report.
And we did the whole roll our clocks back an hour last night, or sorry.
That is also something that a senior citizen will talk about.
Sorry, it was Saturday night we did. And a big blue hair.
Or just an uncool person. Yeah, where is it?
Saturday night into Sunday, the clock.
You might as well just leave the camera by the side of the road and try to shoot wildlife instead of doing this.
And woke us up an hour earlier than we could have been. So the cats haven't been adjusted quite just yet. Then why are you sleeping in an extra hour? Get up! Yeah. Feed me! Rub my tummy.
Yeah.
Getting all ready to cook up
that's more Grandpa talk.
Prime rib that I have. And I forgot to take it out of the fridge. I'll take it out of the fridge.
Bought, paid for, and written off.
I'll call Carol, ask her to take it out of the fridge. But I rewatched the cooking review, and the one ingredient.
Well, you were the only person who did.
His is Dijon mustard, and we don't have any. I think the last Dijon mustard we had it in
Ken
the fridge for a very long time.
the thumbnail for this one. He said, "Oh, I totally forgot something. What did you do? Forget to put gas in the car?" No, he forgot mustard.
So toss that. So now I gotta go buy.
How exciting! He forgot the mustard.
Buy the smallest jar possible and just use the whole thing. No, I'll get a jar that I know I'm gonna use half.
Yeah,
for this,
talk about getting the mustard.
Part of the roast, and then the other half for the other part of the roast, because I don't think anybody else in this family uses Dijon mustard for any other reason.
Yeah. Talk about the mustard. What you're gonna do with the mustard? Great content. Remember, he needs support.
Got my coffee ready. Started editing the rest of the Arby's video, so that should be going live in the next hour.
Yeah, thanks. We love it when you tell us that you're editing garbage.
And so I'm looking.
It's garbage on top of garbage.
That. When I went through it again, I forgot to edit out a
Keep your
bunch
fucking
of stuff
hands on the wheel.
Like a bunch of just mistakes and just things like when a car goes by or somebody parks right beside me or whatever. I like edit that kind of stuff.
Keep your fucking hands on the wheel.
To the whole video.
Both hands
so
are off.
Down to 13 minutes, and then I also noticed when I was talking about all the things I did on this epic road trip and ended up at Arby's on the way home. If somebody just watched that Arby's video for the very first time and didn't know about all this stuff, it would just be weird me talking about stuff. So
just boring.
I had to go get my hard drive, my external hard drive, plug it into my laptop. Find the reference videos to the stuff I was talking about.
We love it when Ken talks about having to get peripherals for his computers. It's so entertaining.
Then go to Pennsylvania, to the city of Erie.
Why don't you shoot footage of your external battery chargers? It's charging.
I like referencing.
It didn't get any different when you started using the Jackery and the Blue Eddy. It's charging.
When you're making a video, you don't want to just sit there talking like I am right now. If you have any footage at all,
then why do you publish this garbage?
You shoot lots of B-roll. B-roll is very important, especially
your life is B-roll.
Like so bottom line, use lots of B-roll when you can, if you can. Sometimes I don't have any time.
How about produce A-roll if you're capable of doing it?
Get it out. Some videos have lots of B-roll, some don't. So
yeah,
I wrote a list of things that Paul recommended, which was,
leave him alone. At least that's what his wife said.
On, lots of pink Himalayan salt. Put a whole thing
It doesn't
of thyme on
matter.
it,
The pink
cover it
salt is
in
a little bit
roasting
better.
pan, and then put it in the
Overall,
oven for 45
sodium
minutes,
that you live
cover it
on
at
is bad for
425
everybody.
degrees Fahrenheit. And
Do not
then
do.
take it out at
This is one
about
take.
45
Do
minutes,
not
check
take
the temperature.
health advice
I
from
think
Ken
that's when they
Domik,
added
ever.
all the vegetables, but I'm not doing any vegetables in mine. It's just meat. And then
Yeah, and then the
check
next day you're going to be
temperature,
eating a
just
mountain
check.
of
It wants
donuts,
to be
so
like
you're not doing the
125.
carnivore diet.
Then they put it in for another half an hour, and then took it out again, took the lid off, put it back in for another half an hour to crisp up the outside of the roast. So I'm all geared to go, ready to go, and so
All of it written
again, I
off,
just need
because
this
you're going to
one
put it on
ingredient,
camera while you
and
do
then
it.
we'll head back home.
Please support Ken Domik. Send him your money, because he needs extra money, or else he's not going to put the camera on the dashboard and then speed it up and add the Ken Domik music service.
Well, it's raining, and we're going to make a beeline for it.
The best part about this is he's going to say he's soaked when he gets back, and he's not anywhere near soaked. There's the big payoff. He got his mustard, everybody. Ken Domik has got the mustard.
$7. That's $2.69. Let's get
Yeah,
the good
worry
stuff.
about it. Yeah, get the good stuff, because you're barely getting by.
Thank you for using self-checkout.
Amazing footage. Ask Ken if he would watch anybody else paying for something at a self-checkout kiosk. Yeah, say that you got soaked, Grandpa.
Soaked. Not sure if a light just came
look.
on, or there was lightning, or what.
A little bit of rain. He says he's soaked.
Easier.
What a
I'm
wimp.
really looking forward to this. This will be the second prime rib I've ever cooked in my life. Somebody
Yeah, you've only had
in
a
the
food
comment
channel for more
section
than
of
a
one of my
decade
past
straight.
videos said they really enjoy watching me cook, and I don't mind cooking. It's just that I don't have a
Yeah,
whole lot
you know
of practice.
the one who said that?
And
A
I get
sock.
very nervous when you're cooking very expensive food. Like a
But
prime
why?
rib.
You're writing it off.
And you don't want to mess it up. You don't want to do this kind of stuff just before. Well, I wouldn't want to do this kind of stuff just before having people over for dinner, because I am
What
not
people?
very
Like what?
good at it.
Your two
So
adult kids?
It makes me very nervous. And also
We just,
I'm
you know,
still
we
trying
go
to
through
learn
big holidays and there's
the
no footage of you with the
timing of
family
all your
together. Is it any wonder
extras.
why?
So like having the rice ready at the same time as the beef is ready at the same time your vegetables and your
Just
dessert.
keep your hands
and
on
all
the
that kind
fucking
of
wheel.
stuff. So it's very, if you're not used to it, it is very daunting. I'm sure there's a few of you out there
Concentrate on the driving and
feel
keep
the
both
same way,
hands on
and
the
where other
fucking
people
wheel
have
while
been
you're doing
their whole
so.
life. I thought this would be a better
Hands
way to
on
get
the
ahead,
wheel.
but it's not. That was a lot of wow, and they're honking their horns. They're all getting pissy. Need their little glass of wine. Just calm down, everybody. Calm down. Get home nice and safe and sound, and have a nice prime rib dinner. This is actually going to be a part 1 of 2.
Things are easy for
And,
Ken.
because
Look
I
at
need
all
to
the
edit
working
this video
people.
and get it out
They
to
just
you
need their little pissy
while
glass
I'm
of wine
cooking
and then have a
the
nice prime rib dinner.
But I'll videotape me cooking the prime rib. I'll ask Carol to help.
What are they doing?
videotape.
Having to
She's
work.
pretty good at videotaping now, and I taught her well.
Videotaping. That's
And,
recording.
I'll always,
Or shooting.
when I'm editing Carol footage, I always show her and be
Hands on the
constructive
fucking
criticism.
wheel.
Just let her know
Hands
what
on the
I might
wheel.
have done a little bit differently.
Hands on the
and always
wheel.
let her know that I screw up all the
Hands
time.
on the
For
wheel.
instance, this camera, sometimes I'm not paying attention, and you know. I'm
Yeah,
cutting
we
off
know
the
you're
top
not
of my head,
paying
which I'm
attention.
doing right now, anyway. And this camera has a whatchamacallit. This camera has a stabilizer in it, so when
Yeah,
I turn,
whatchamacallit. You've only been working with
the
him for the
camera
past
actually
40
looks like
years.
It's floating a little bit, and I'm fogging up here. So over the years of Carol videotaping me and me showing her,
It's shooting and
giving her
recording.
helpful hints on how
Helpful
to do it
hints from
better.
Ken, the idiot that
I
doesn't know how to
don't-
operate
I used to
anything.
stress out when she would videotape me because there are certain things that she would
Videotape
do that,
again. You
I
idiot. Do
wouldn't
not
do.
teach anybody.
Just need it done a certain way. Like when I'm talking, it's always nice to
Don't talk
show
about
the
health.
elbows
Put
to
the
top of
fucking
head
hands on the
shot,
wheel!
Nice medium shot like that. when I gesture to her.
Hands on the car's
when
moving, you
I want
asshole!
to zoom in on it.
Put the
back
fucking
in the day,
hands in the
Carol would
wheel!
kind of zoom in on things, and so it was like a little distracting. So I'd be like, okay, I will hold stuff to you, or I'll tell
Hands
you.
on the wheel, you
this.
fuck!
And then that would be your cue. And then I've taught her also to cue me that, you know, it's in focus.
Hands
I got the
on
shot,
the fucking
and then
wheel,
come
you
back out.
asshole!
Carol's doing a great job. I'm not nervous with her videotaping me anymore. And
You
she knows
stupid
what
fuck!
I like
You
in the
menaced
video and
everybody
stuff I
else.
don't like in the video. So it's a good partnership. And so again, in the next video, you'll see me cooking the prime rib. And I am actually, after watching the video of Paul cooking it, I'm like losing my mind right now. I'm very
That
hungry.
happened long ago.
Yesterday at Nick's. So I think we ate at Nick's at. Oh no, that's not correct. When I got home, I had about
Just get
4
back to the
pieces of
shack and
bacon.
stop being
So
a menace
again,
on the
we cook up
road,
2
you
pounds
asshole.
at a time, and then put them in a Tupperware, put it in the fridge.
You're telling
Just
everybody
save
else,
time
just
when
get
you're
back to
cooking.
your place,
You
have
need to
your
cook
wine. How about you get back to your
lunch or
shack
dinner,
and get
you
off
just
the
don't wanna
road?
Take out lots of bacon and cook it right now. So we cook up 2 pounds at a time, and so I ate about 4 of those last night watching the Bills lose. I guess the first thing I'm gonna
Yeah.
do when I get home
Go
is
sports team.
upload all this footage to get ready to edit, and then I'll get Carol to start. Actually, I'll probably get Carol to start videotaping me.
There he is
cooking the
again,
meat.
videotaping.
And I
You
can't wait.
idiot.
I'm gonna have a huge slab of it. I'm gonna weigh it, make sure I get the right amount of food. I had a very interesting comment from a
After you
young
weigh it,
lady
ask
who,
people for extra support.
um,
Here I am,
has
drowning in
struggled
prime
with
rib.
weight
I'm barely
in the
getting
past.
by.
and asked, I guess, me to maybe make a
This is
warning
a moment where Ken
before
pretends
talking
like he
about
cares
certain
about what
things
somebody
on
has to
diets and
say
stuff.
about what he's doing on his channel.
I rolled back
So I
and
told her, then you
actually
should do
went to her
this
channel,
and do
checked
that.
out some of her videos. So I wished her well. I think she.
How
was
about you show
diagnosed
up for
with
the live
MS.
streams that
I'm
people
not
are
sure
paying for? How about you
within
do
what
that?
time period? It's probably within the last 6,
Keep
7 videos.
their
on her
fucking
channel.
hands on the
So
wheel.
I wished her well and
Get off the
best.
road.
But you know, when I'm making these videos, I need to talk to you guys about the things I'm
No,
doing
you don't need.
in my
Nobody
videos
needs you
and
here.
why, and I don't know how I'm supposed to.
Go play golf.
I don't know.
Get off the
Talk about it any
platform.
differently?
You promise live
If you guys
streams.
have any
People give you money. You don't
I
deliver
guess
it.
I'll warn you right now. Then I start talking about certain things about the diet. So if it bothers you, please. click
How
off
about
the
you
video.
stop talking
So
about
the
intermittent
things that
fasting
she
and
didn't
don't
like
give
me
health
talking
advice
about
for
was
anything.
Calorie counting and all that stuff, and I had to think about it for a bit before I replied. And so, and I
We
get
know
it,
that you're
I
just
understand,
babbling to create content,
but I
okay?
also need to tell
That's
you
why
guys.
your talk is so
maybe
weak.
Before I start talking about diets, I will warn you guys.
You notice that there's a very fake quality with
you know,
this
I need
entire
to
monologue
tell you
he's
guys
providing. He pretends like he's really
you
taking an
wanna lose
interest,
weight,
and he really
don't
isn't.
eat.
There's a lot of
you wanna lose
upward
weight,
inflection
but
with
also
everything
eat.
that he has to say. Do you notice
Don't
that?
eat less than 1,200 calories, and you need a calorie count.
Don't listen to
make
Ken
sure
Domik
the food
when it
you're
comes
eating
to
is
health
over
advice
1,200
for
calories.
anything ever.
I think I'm supposed to be eating like 2,200 calories.
He looks
to
like he's
maintain
at
my
least
weight,
20 years older than what he
but
really
I don't
is.
wanna
Do
maintain
not
my
listen
weight,
to
I wanna
this
lose my
person.
weight. So I'm trying to eat less than
Get back to
2,200
the
calories,
shack,
definitely
you
more than
blithering turtle.
1,200 calories, and let me guys know. Let
Watch
me
the
know
road, keep your
how you
hands in
guys
the wheel,
feel
and get
in
the
comments
fuck off
below
the road.
about all this diet stuff. And again,
Stop
I
talking about
still
this
need to
diet
shoot
stuff, please, and
weird,
thanks.
crazy food videos for you, and trying to be as healthy as I can. There's a video
Yeah,
that's
go eat
coming
a
up.
pile of
and
donuts. I'm trying to be
People are
healthy.
going to probably question me a lot on it, but I will not be, and I don't want to give it away what I'm going to do. It's
No one
a video
cares.
I've been wanting to do for a long time, and again, I don't want to give you guys any hints as to what it's going to be. So
Nobody
when I release
cares.
that video, it'll be interesting. I'll have to talk in the video about what I'm doing and why. Anyway,
Yeah,
guys,
fuck
thanks
off.
for hanging out with me. We'll see you in the next video, part 2.
Yeah.
Cooking
Yeah.
a prime rib dinner.
Yeah. There's all the Patreons paying for it. I'm barely getting by. Support me. I'm Ken Domik. I'm only having prime rib. There's my brand new Volkswagen ass. around $65,000. There's the Sprinter I destroyed, 40 grand. It was still available on the website of the place that sold it. That's how we know how much it cost.
Okie dokie, this is part 2 from yesterday's vlog, and we have Carol Cam, that's what it is. We got Carol
Yeah,
Cam.
start over. You've already fucked up in the first 5 seconds. It's my pretty crazy ass professional job.
To cook this, again, we're not doing any vegetables. Paul did.
Put Carol on. We miss her.
Potatoes and carrots, and had that all prepped, and he did lots of
We want Carol eating.
carrots and potatoes, but again, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing the Yorkshire pudding either. This is just cooking the roast.
Notice how he never has Paul over at his shack?
Beverage of
That's because the wife tells Paul, don't do that.
Okay, that'll help me get through this because I am...
Yeah, and then you can drink beer later tonight.
I'm getting really hungry. First we're going to do is we're going to, get the oven going.
And the reason why Paul doesn't come by is he doesn't want to get fleas. And there's no room to move around there. It's like, Ken, you're living in a closet.
I think 3 or 4 times, maybe more, and then it will always check. We keep our pans in there sometimes.
When he's bending over tending that stuff, he totally looks like a turtle.
So, if you guys have any super tips on how to get into the garlics easy,
57 years of age. How do I open this garlic?
Just manhandle it until I get all of the garlic.
Exclusive footage, only on KBD Productions TV.
And then get to
A turtle
one of the
struggling with a clove of garlic.
And once I get one of them out, but there's a way. I've seen people do things to make it easier.
Yeah, don't handle food, please.
There we go. So I just take off some of the fluffies, and then I take off that end piece.
The fluffies, it's the skin.
Not sure if I need to do both sides, but
It's the skin of the vegetable.
and again, this is just a kind of a sample video, just for fun. So there's no lighting.
Of course not.
Phones.
Yeah, that would be professional.
Let there be light. Carol's on it. Another thing I've learned from Paul is he always puts a cloth down underneath his cutting boards just to balance it, I guess, because it's always on a wobble, right? So what you have to do is smack it, and all the rest of the paper comes off. Really.
That's what I was waiting for. He called it the paper.
So all the little papery bits come off.
Yeah, he said it again. Paper.
Somehow
Yeah,
releases it.
Paper is a man-made product.
He would just cut all this stuff up by hand very
Paper
quickly.
is bleached
And I'm not
for it to be white.
Paul Play doesn't have this little device that Carol bought.
If you ever get paper that's not bleached, a hippie is selling it to you. It comes out gray. That's not paper.
Alright, so we're going to have to cut them a bit smaller, because this is the device Carol bought. It's from a company called Joy.
I think.
I would
Yeah,
say-
so if you really want to get it, that's where you get it from.
It's just like a little, what do they call it, bayonet mount. So that's where all the
Yeah, because
collections
it's something
go.
special, right? It's a
And
dicer
inside the
slicer
lid,
gadget. They've been around for
pushes
like 100 years.
through all the little blades.
Oh, and
And
it's
there's
made
also a
by
little thing
Joy.
here so
So
that
in
you can
case you
get
want to get
the
it,
garlic
it's
out
really
between these
special.
teeth, I guess. If you didn't have that, you had to like...
Yeah, we all know how those work. If you have no knife skills, you put everything through these gadgets, and then you have to clean the fucking gadgets.
Put her on there. Done. Chopped.
Hey, show me again.
Oh, sorry.
Too fast.
No, I just talked about that in yesterday's vlog.
That was amazing. Thank you, Ken.
So I'm guessing it'd be kind of cool if they made a bigger one, but I guess for whatever reason they made it that size.
Believe me, Ken, there's all kinds of gadgets that you can choose from. There's the bigger ones, smaller ones, whatever you want. Had a food channel for more than a decade straight.
It's almost full. I think I'm gonna have to dump some of it.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to make it work properly. Watch, he's gonna waste some of the garlic.
Is it full?
It's getting there.
Yeah, I don't want it to jam up.
Yeah.
There's a bit
Now,
something-
throw the garlic away. Just throw the garlic away that's in it.
So, that's good news.
Throw it away. Throw it away.
Let me make sure we get all of our garlic.
No, you won't get all of it. Throw it away.
It's more than what Paul used, but that's alright. But again,
Throw-
right now,
throw-
all you do is pull
throw
it
that
down,
away.
And it pulls out all the
Yeah, yeah.
debris. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Throw that away.
So that's all nice.
Throw it away.
It's not clean, but it doesn't have all that gunk in there. That you gotta
Yeah.
figure out. Oh, shit.
There you go.
I just figured,
There you
I just
go.
figured it was all like the kind of the crappy part of the garbage.
The crappy part.
Next up, let's get this beef out.
He removed the skin, put it into the dicer, the slicer gadget, and then he said, "Oh, that's the crappy part. It's the stuff that was left behind after it gets cut. It's still the same garlic." Food expert Ken Domik. Please support him.
So, no, it was a bit smaller. Paul's was, or he had a bigger pan. Just gonna try to clean up as I go. Always watch your tools. First up.
Let's take a look at the meat.
Oh, there we go.
Tell me about the meat.
Tell you about the meat. Well, it's red.
Oh, really?
His thigh got 3 ribs. And I'm hoping that feeds us at least.
And
If this was just for me, I would hope to get 4 meals out of it. But if
don't
Kelly's
deserve
gonna
any
eat
of
I
it.
think she will. I think we're. Look at that mark.
you don't deserve any of those ribs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is going to be super yummy.
Please support him. Send your money to Ken Domik. He's barely getting by. He's living out of the food bank, don't you know?
My hands dirty again.
The man is suffering. Send Ken Domik your money.
Having that cloth spot. You know what I forgot to do?
Go to the gym.
Actually, apron that Carol bought me for Christmas.
Okay, go get it.
Carol got me this for Christmas. So I used to, when I was doing, I think when we first started doing the intermittent fasting, when I was doing all the, making my
Pretending.
little concoctions.
Pretending to be doing intermittent fasting.
Back, I'm not very good at that, so we'll just leave it as is. And also I'm going to ask my cousin, who does embroidery and stuff, to put our logo on here. Cool?
Yep.
Great. So that would ruin it.
Right. So next up was the Dijon mustard. And Paul did a very large helping of it. Slathered it on. I guess I should have scooped.
Reminded you that
Maybe 3.
I'm running this because we want to document Ken getting this expensive, big chunk of meat that he's going to write off.
To like forward this to Paul and tell him to watch it and give me some criticism, constructive.
Ken doesn't watch your
So
stuff.
he didn't rub it in or anything. He just did that. And
He never comments on your material. He doesn't watch it.
In the fridge is our time. I got the time. Paul did pink Himalayan.
His kids don't watch your
That's what he
shit
did,
either.
pepper salt. That's all he had. I'm not sure why he did it that way, but I'm gonna give it a nice helping of the pink Himalayan.
Yeah, get your sodium in there.
If you
Doesn't
can
he look like a
help
turtle?
out using
He looks like a turtle. Come on.
This regular table salt, that stuff's not good for you. But pink Himalayan or Redmond's, I'm not sure if it's Redmond. It's Redmond's is the company. I'm not sure if it's
Sodium is not good for anybody.
sea salt or whatever, but it's
500
it's
milligrams
a lot of minerals.
is the daily
That's
requirement.
Last, or second last, but not least. And we're at 420.
2,400 milligrams is
all this
the daily
kind of
accepted limit.
The mustard.
You get a burger and fries, you go more than the limit
Oh,
right there.
we go. That's it. My hand's backwards to you. So that means our oven is ready. Oh my goodness. I in the car in yesterday's video, I talked about the fact that I love cooking, but it's just stressful, and that's why I don't do it.
It's really tough for Ken to do.
But once I start
You
doing
know,
it, guys, I
he's
can-
retired from any kind of normal work, and he hasn't had a real tough job in his whole life, so it's so stressful to have to cook.
There's a little bit of meat on there, yeah.
No, I wash my hands after the meat.
I know.
Oh my god. There was a chunks of salt in there too.
It's just too much.
Dijon
You know,
mustard,
actually having to cook something,
Himalayan
it's
salt,
very stressful, people.
and fresh garlic. Okay, and Paul just like grabbed this whole thing and just smacked it right on top, just like that. This will go into our recycling bin. We recycle all of our plastics. Does that look good or what, Carol?
What happened to your cold forged little travel kit, huh? How come you don't use that anymore, Mr. Environmentalist?
Throw it in the oven.
You have vehicles, big vehicles, gas-guzzling monsters that you don't need. Don't pretend to be an environmentalist.
Google,
You're
set
not.
a timer for 45 minutes.
Alright, 45 minutes.
So,
How about you just use the console on the oven itself?
I've learned over the years for myself.
Ken tries to appear like he's a gangster talking to his devices when
Think of water, soap.
that's just thing that uncool people do in front of their friends that look cool.
Except my knife and fork and my plate. Let's shut her down. Wait 45 minutes. Hey Google, stop timer.
You're James Bond now, Ken.
Oh boy. It's gonna get loud in here for a second.
Yeah, because you're not mic'd up.
Alright, let's stick this right down in the middle. Turn my light on.
It's Ken Domik Productions TV. He won't mic up.
It's funny, I think it was around the same when Paul and I.
Hi, you can't even hear what we're saying. Please support Ken Domik. Send him your money. Send Ken Domik your money.
Okay.
Because he cannot produce this unprofessional material if you're not going to pay him extra.
Oh wait, look, it's up to 88 on the outside. If I just do that.
All we can hear is the roar of the fan, Ken.
160.
Thanks.
Alright, let's throw her back in for another half hour. That's what Paul did. For a half an hour. And then we'll just keep checking it every half hour. I don't have one of those digital thermometers that goes to my phone.
Turtle. Turtle.
It's ready. Plus, we want to take it off a half an hour before.
Go to the gym.
Definitely take it out.
Stop counting your steps and go to the gym for real.
So we see in 30 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
Oh, Ken, you're James Bond again. Yeah, you're so cool.
Okay, took it out. Timer's
Yeah,
on.
use your fancy
30
watch.
minutes. Oh.
Doesn't it have a timer on it?
Away. Oh, it said 140 something for a second.
Lots of money to blow, all these gadgets, and he doesn't even use them. Use your fucking Apple Watch.
Outside here, like 170. But you want the internal temperature.
It's so satisfying not watching a guy who doesn't deserve a meal like this get to have it, and he gets to write it off. Yes, Revenue Canada, I did a prime rib dinner, and I did it as part
Hey
of my
Google,
chief
set a timer
income.
for 30 minutes.
It was material I had to use. I'm writing it off as an expense.
So the instructions that Paul gave is we put it in for 45 minutes, took it out, added all the vegetables and stuff, put it back in for another 45 minutes, and then we took it. I think
Yeah, Paul this, Paul that. Why not have Paul just do it? Because he's got a fun personality. It would be more entertaining if he did it instead.
So let's just try this. Listen to the sizzles. It helps if you move it around like this. Then you get the good sound effects. Alright, keep that off. Nice. Let's give her a check.
And when you get your check, make sure you give part of your check to Ken Domik.
17.
He's
So
barely
we'll,
getting by.
Take the lid off and
There's
we'll
a
put it in for
driveway
20
filled with
'cause if I overdo
about
it,
$200,000 worth of vehicles.
off is now off.
He's got prime rib. He needs your support. Please send your support to Ken.
Apparently. Again, second time ever doing this. Just to make sure.
Okay, 20 minutes. Starting now.
I have 6.5 minutes to go, but I'm getting really nervous and scared.
We're just getting bored.
Overcooked.
Well, over here we're having a few laughs too.
So, it smells absolutely fantastic in this house. Let's give it
It's a shack, it's not a house.
Yeah, look at that. 127, 126. Yes, 125. Nailed it. Shut that off. Sweet. Again, the biggest fear is overcooking it.
Why is that a fear? Because you can just write it off and do it again.
I can do it. Oh my. Let me take this off. Please don't fall.
Either put Carol on camera or we can do without her chatter in the background, okay? Put her on.
That off to the side.
Have Carol eat that.
For a bit, I guess. If I was into the gravy scene and all that stuff, then we'd make a gravy out of that. I think Paul said you can make, what's it called?
Au jus?
No, the demi glaze.
Oh.
Which doesn't have any of the typical carb type stuff in it. So maybe I'll just give him a quick call. So we're just gonna let it sit for a bit, and then we'll cut her open and have a huge chunk. Oh, there's only 2 bones in it. I thought there was 3. Carol just looked up how to make a demi-glaze, and it says it's gonna take 50-something minutes. Not happening. So
That's the attitude.
we are going to.
If it's work, give up on it, Ken.
Bones first is what Paul suggested.
Well, how long are you supposed to let it sit for?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would at least let it sit for another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because you just took it out.
Look how he dismisses what Carol has to say. I would at least let it sit for another 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, whatever. Shut
All
up.
the strings are off, and we just asked Google, and she says you should do it for 30 minutes. But it's very important. It's a very important process, because if you don't do this, then the meat will be chewy. So I'm going to do
Well, and all the juice will.
right. What I don't want is chewy to be all over your plate instead of in your tummy.
There's no entertainment from this at all. They're just cooking an expensive piece of meat and a lot of it, and they're just doing this to write it off.
Another 10 degrees. I'm also going to cover it.
If we were not making jokes about it here, there'd be no reason for any of his audience to be watching this.
There we go. So see
He's half asleep while he's doing this.
5 or more minutes. So, hey Google, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes.
And then we eat.
Starting now.
Put water in here and then boiled it, and it released most of the very hard chunks that were in there. That is definitely a good way to clean your pan.
No, thanks, Ken. We never would have guessed. Put water in it and boil it.
But
We were going to put paint in it and freeze
we
it.
are ready to do the unveiling. That looks absolutely beautiful. So now we cut the bone off. Bone's curved down, so we'll cut along the bone.
You know what's missing from this? The whole family getting together for this.
Oh my goodness. Can't wait to cut that in half. Like this.
Show us Carol eating it.
I'm not sure if I should cut this chunk off first, but Paul did it long ways. Paul's, the one he had for our show was a bit smaller than this one, so maybe his knife is bigger. I can't get it all the way through. Oh my gosh.
He finally stopped mentioning Paul at that point.
Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Yummy. Nice big chunk of fat right there.
You certainly deserve it, Ken. Enjoy. And please, it can't be said enough, send Ken Domik your support. He needs support.
Oh boy. Barely fits on the plate. Carol's gonna cut whatever she wants. Carol probably want to eat this
Yeah,
part.
put her on camera, please.
I want to eat this part. Okay, let's do it. Would you like to do first dibs or?
Oh, go ahead.
Aw, you're so nice. Okay. I want to cut a bit of this. Oh my gosh, just cut it like butter. I want a bit of this fat for my first bite. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is the thumbnail. Sorry, I was off by one step. Sorry.
Part
I'm doing this one take.
right there, where we put all the seasoning and everything.
Freestyle, remember?
Wonderful. There we go. Now we got a little bit of that exterior. We got some medium rare, and a ribbon of fat. Let's do this.
Get into it, Ken. You really deserve it. Not. That's a thumbnail. That's a thumbnail right there.
Have them. Wow. I think I'm going to eat one of those and one of the ribs tonight. And that'll be my dinner. That should do me until tomorrow, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, then you'll have a pile of
I'm not
donuts.
sure if I should cut the rest of this up or leave it as a big
What a
chunk.
waste. If he was really doing the carnivore diet,
You guys like
he
it?
has the money to do it right. And then he just goes and
Thanks
eats,
for watching.
you
Let me
know,
if you
donuts and
want
fries.
to do more of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, fuck off.
Next video.
Yeah, There's all the Patreons. Why don't you guys buy lottery tickets or just throw the money on the ground instead? You could actually do something nice for a hobo and you send your money to him. Yeah, he needs your money, Patreon idiots. Send your money to Ken. Get out of here. So, that was it. This was my very first freestyle pre-recorded, and unlike Ken, I can take criticism. So let me know in the comments below if you think this is garbage. It's like, KDRC, this sucks. So let me know. Let me know. Give me all the negative comments you want. If this is boring, it's stupid, it's I don't know, it's we don't like it. You know, I can get to things faster this way, right? And well, just let me know. Like, we've been doing this for years now. So, do you like the freestyle pre-recorded? And I can just give me the criticism. If you think it's garbage, let me know. Okay, so that's it. And well, because I'm freestyling this, all right. Well, if I can't think of anything else, then I can't think of anything else. That's it. We're done. Let me know if you think it's garbage. And, that is it!
Is that it? That's it.
British peanut.
Double.
That sucked like shit. That sucked huge fucking shit.
White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people.
Tangy.